192 horsepower hybrid against a 276 horsepower turbocharged four-cylinder with a rev-matching manual gearbox. The most refined mainstream sedan in America against a genuine hot hatch wearing a sedan badge. Both under $35,000. Today we find out which one deserves your money. These two cars are not competing for the same buyer. They are competing for the same dollar. The 2026 Honda Accord Sport is the gold standard of mainstream family transportation. Reliable, spacious, efficient, and genuinely pleasant to drive. The Sport trim adds a 1.5-liter turbocharged hybrid system, 18-inch wheels, Sport-tuned suspension, and enough visual presence to stand out in a segment that rewards competence over excitement. The 2026 Hyundai Elantra N is something completely different. Hyundai's N division took the standard Elantra and rebuilt it as a genuine performance machine. 276 horsepower, a 6-speed manual with rev matching, an electronically controlled limited slip differential, launch control, and a Nürburgring-developed suspension, all starting at $34,000. The Elantra N is not a sporty-looking economy car. It is a genuine performance machine that happens to have 4 doors and a trunk. Both cars depreciate significantly in the first 3 years. A used Accord Sport with 25,000 to 35,000 miles runs $22,000 to $26,000. A used Elantra N runs $24,000 to $28,000. Both represent exceptional value, particularly the Elantra N, which loses value faster than its performance credentials justify. 2026 Honda Accord Sport. The 1.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, paired with Honda's 2-motor hybrid system, produces a combined 192 horsepower and 232 pound-feet of torque. Power delivery is smooth, linear, and effortless in everyday driving. EPA-rated fuel economy is 44 miles per gallon city and 41 miles per gallon highway, making the Accord Sport one of the most fuel-efficient, non-plug-in sedans in the mainstream segment. The e-CVT transmission is seamless and largely invisible in normal driving. 2026 Hyundai Elantra N, the Theta, 2.0-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, produces 276 horsepower and 289 pound-feet of torque. Available with a 6-speed manual with rev matching or an 8-speed wet dual-clutch automatic. The manual is the enthusiast's choice, precise and deeply satisfying. The DCT is the faster choice with launch control that puts all 276 horsepower down with a violence the manual cannot match. A Stage 1 ECU remap pushes output to approximately 310 to 330 horsepower with no hardware changes. The gap is 84 horsepower in favor of the Elantra N. The Accord wins on fuel economy, dramatically. The Elantra wins on everything performance-related. Engine winner, Hyundai Elantra N on output and performance. Honda Accord Sport on efficiency and daily refinement. The Honda Accord Sport hits 0 to 60 in approximately 6.8 seconds and covers the quarter mile in approximately 15.2 seconds. Top speed is approximately 137 miles per hour. It weighs 3,428 pounds and is front-wheel drive only. The Sport-tuned suspension delivers composed, confident handling, planted and predictable through corners without drama. The Hyundai Elantra N hits 0 to 60 in 5.1 seconds, with the DCT in 5.4 seconds with the manual. Quarter mile is approximately 13.6 seconds. Top speed is 155 miles per hour. It weighs 3,208 pounds, 220 pounds lighter, and uses front-wheel drive with an electronically controlled LSD that eliminates the torque steer that ruins most front-wheel drive performance cars under hard acceleration. The Elantra N is 1.7 seconds quicker to 60 miles per hour and nearly 2 seconds faster through the quarter mile. On a track, the gap widens further. The Nürburgring-developed suspension and aggressive brake cooling give the Elantra N capability the Accord Sport was never designed to approach. Performance winner, Hyundai Elantra N, decisively. Faster in every metric and a driving experience the Accord Sport cannot replicate at any price. 2026 Honda Accord Sport, a 12.3-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard. Front seats are wide, comfortable, and heated standard on the Sport trim. Rear seat space rivals some luxury sedans. Genuinely generous legroom and headroom. Cabin noise isolation is exceptional. The hybrid system's electric running at lower speeds produces near silence in urban driving. Known interior issues. Touchscreen software freezes occasionally. Dealer update costs $0 under warranty. Hybrid inverter whine during warm-up cycles. Addressed with revised software calibration at no cost under warranty. Touch-sensitive climate controls require visual attention to operate safely while driving. 2026 Hyundai Elantra N, a 10.25-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto standard. The N-specific digital cluster offers a performance display showing G-force, lap timing, and torque distribution data. N bucket seats are deeply bolstered and available with heating. Rear seat space is adequate for 2 adults on shorter journeys. The Elantra N is a smaller car, and rear passengers feel that difference on longer trips. Cabin noise is the Elantra N's most significant daily comfort compromise. The performance exhaust, stiffer suspension, and wider tires create an environment that is exciting on a canyon road and tiring on a long commute. Known interior issues: A-pillar wind noise at highway speeds. Seal replacement runs $100 to $200 independently, or $200 to $350 at a dealer. Performance exhaust drone between 65 and 75 miles per hour, partially addressed with revised exhaust tuning on 2026 examples but not fully eliminated. N bucket seat bolster wear. Repair runs $250 to $450 at an upholstery specialist. Interior winner: Honda Accord Sport. More space, better noise isolation, more intuitive technology, and genuinely comfortable for 5 adults on a long journey. Before we move forward, if you enjoyed the content, smash that like button and subscribe for more auto content. 2026 Honda Accord Sport. Known mechanical issues. The 1.5-liter turbocharged engine has a documented oil dilution issue. Gasoline entering the engine oil through the crankcase ventilation system under cold weather short trip driving conditions. Honda has addressed this with software updates and a revised PCV system on 2026 examples. Owners in cold climates making primarily short trips should check oil consistency between service intervals. Oil analysis at an independent lab runs $30 to $50. Engine rebuild if oil dilution is severe, and ignored runs $5,000 to $9,000. The hybrid inverter coolant pump requires replacement on some higher mileage examples. Replacement runs $350 to $600 independently, or $600 to $1,000 at a dealer. Ignoring failure leads to inverter damage costing $3,000 to $6,000. The e-CVT has been reported to develop shudder under hard acceleration on some examples. Addressed with software updates at no cost under warranty. If software fails, transmission service runs $800 to $1,500 independently, or $1,400 to $2,500 at a dealer. Front strut mounts wear faster on sport trim examples driven on rough roads. Replacement runs $250 to $400 per side independently, or $400 to $650 per side at a dealer. 2026 Hyundai Elantra N. Known mechanical issues. The Theta 3 engine must be addressed directly. The previous Theta 2 had serious documented connecting rod, bearing failures resulting in class action lawsuits. The 2026 Elantra N uses the Theta 3, a completely revised architecture with strengthened connecting rods, revised oil supply passages, and updated piston ring design. Buyers who find Theta 2 information during research need to understand this distinction clearly. The DCT has been reported to exhibit shudder during low-speed engagement in stop-and-go traffic, addressed with software updates at no cost under warranty. DCT fluid change every 30,000 miles is essential. Do not follow the dealer's extended interval. Fluid change runs $180 to $300 independently, or $300 to $480 at a dealer. DCT clutch pack replacement, if neglected, runs $2,000 to $3,500 independently, or $3,500 to $5,500 at a dealer. The electronically controlled LSD requires fluid changes every 30,000 miles. ELSD fluid change runs $150 to $250 independently. Actuator failure. If fluid is neglected, runs $800 to $1,500 independently, or $1,400 to $2,500 at a dealer. Turbocharger oil feed line leaks have been documented on some examples. Line replacement runs $250 to $450 independently. Turbocharger replacement, if oil-starved, runs $2,500 to $4,500 independently, or $4,500 to $7,000 at a dealer. Check the oil feed line at every oil change. It takes 2 minutes and costs nothing. Factory brake fade under track use is documented. Performance fluid upgrade runs $80 to $150. Full performance pad set runs $300 to $600. On the Accord Sport, check oil consistency every 3,000 miles in cold climates for dilution. On the Elantra N, change DCT and ELSD fluid every 30,000 miles without exception. Both services are inexpensive. Both failures are catastrophic. The Honda Accord Sport runs approximately $800 to $1,400 per year on the street. Oil changes with full synthetic 0W20 every 7,500 miles cost $70 to $110 independently, or $120 to $180 at a dealer. Spark plugs at 60,000 miles run $100 to $160 independently. Hybrid inverter coolant flush at 100,000 miles cost $150 to $250 independently. A full set of tires in 235/45R 18 fitment runs $700 to $1,000 independently, lasting approximately 40,000 to 50,000 miles. Regenerative braking extends brake pad life to 70,000 to 90,000 miles on most examples. For spirited driving, annual costs climb to $1,500 to $2,500. The Hyundai Elantra N runs approximately $1,200 to $2,000 per year on the street. Oil changes with full synthetic 5W30 every 5,000 miles cost $70 to $110 independently, or $120 to $190 at a dealer. DCT fluid every 30,000 miles adds $180 to $300 independently. ELSD fluid every 30,000 miles adds $150 to $250 independently. Spark plugs at 30,000 miles run $100 to $160 independently, a shorter interval than the Accord. A full set of performance tires in 235/40R 18 fitment runs $800 to $1,100 independently, lasting approximately 20,000 to 30,000 miles under spirited driving, significantly shorter than the Accord's tire life. For track use, annual costs climb to $3,000 to $5,000. The Accord is cheaper by approximately $400 to $600 per year. Combined with fuel savings of $600 to $900 per year, the Accord saves approximately $5,000 to $7,500 over 5 years in combined maintenance and fuel costs. Maintenance cost winner: Honda Accord Sport. Decisively. Lower service costs, longer tire life, better fuel economy, and regenerative braking that dramatically extends brake life. The Honda Accord Sport starts at $31,895 and reaches approximately $34,000 to $36,000 fully loaded, with the Sport L package adding Bose audio, heated rear seats, and a panoramic sunroof. Real-world transaction prices typically run $500 to $1,000 below MSRP. The Hyundai Elantra N starts at $34,100 with the manual and $35,600 with the DCT. Fully loaded, the price reaches approximately $37,000 to $39,000. Real-world transaction prices typically run $0 to $500 below MSRP, given strong enthusiast demand. The base gap is $2,200 in favor of the Accord. Fully loaded, the gap widens to $3,000 to $5,000. On the used market, a 2023 to 2024 Accord Sport runs $22,000 to $26,000. A comparable Elantra N runs $24,000 to $28,000. The Accord holds its value slightly better across all trim levels. Price winner: Honda Accord Sport. Lower purchase price, lower maintenance costs, better fuel economy, and stronger resale. Total cost of ownership advantage over 5 years is approximately $7,000 to $10,000 in favor of the Accord. The Accord Sport's hybrid powertrain has 2 decades of real-world data across millions of vehicles. The 1.5-liter oil dilution concern is the one item requiring proactive monitoring. Owners who check oil regularly report strong long-term reliability. One Accord Sport owner documented 94,000 miles with 0 unscheduled repairs. Total unscheduled repair cost, $0. The Elantra N's Theta 3 engine is a significant improvement over the Theta 2, but has not yet accumulated the long-term mileage data the Accord's powertrain has. The DCT and ELSD are the components generating the most concern. Owners who follow the fluid schedule report strong reliability. One Elantra N owner documented 48,000 miles with 1 unscheduled repair. A DCT shutter at 31,000 miles resolved with a fluid change and software update costing $280 independently after following the dealer's extended fluid interval. Reliability winner. Honda Accord Sport, decisively. 2 decades of hybrid data and a real-world track record, the Elantra N's newer platform cannot yet match. Buy the Honda Accord Sport if total cost of ownership matters, if you carry rear passengers regularly, if fuel economy is a priority, and if you want a car that runs 200,000 miles on basic maintenance without drama. Buy the Hyundai Elantra N if driving engagement is your primary priority, if track days are part of your ownership plan, if the manual gearbox is non-negotiable, and if you are comfortable with higher maintenance costs in exchange for a driving experience nothing else at this price delivers. The Honda Accord Sport wins on fuel economy, interior space, comfort, purchase price, maintenance costs, reliability, and total 5-year cost of ownership. The Hyundai Elantra N wins on performance, straight-line speed, track capability, driving engagement, and the manual gearbox experience. The Accord is the smarter financial decision by a significant margin. The Elantra N is the more exciting car by an equally significant margin. If you are buying with your budget, buy the Accord. If you are buying with your right foot, buy the Elantra N. The Elantra N wins every race, but the Accord wins every bill, every commute, and every year of ownership that follows. One is the smarter buy, the other is the more exciting one. Only you know which one matters more. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.